Hello guys, welcome to sportsbookreview.com where we're doing our Premier League rundown with Gordon Flash Watson and Nigel Seeley. Guys, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us. Yeah, very good. Looking forward to it. Missed last week. I know you had a good week, so I'm glad to get back to some winning tips and show you who's the king.
Yeah, well, you'll have a tough challenge on that one. How do you feel you did, Flash? You had a bit of a stumble. That big bet of yours, the Man City bet, failed to come in.
Yeah, I was really unlucky. We didn't score at the right times. I mean, they had golden opportunities, but at the end of the day, yeah, just all went against them, really. Yeah,
sure did. Well, listen, let's pull up the record. So obviously Nigel missed a week, so that's put him down in third with a profit of 5.3. Bearing in mind we are all still in profit. So Nigel 5.3, Flash in second with 11.8, and leading is myself 14.1. Had a really good week last week, so really happy with that. So there we go. Let's crack off. Sorry. Starting with Liverpool versus Everton. Let me pull up those odds. Liverpool 1.73. Those odds are growing. Draw for Everton 5.25. We're sponsored by Pinnacle. 4th and 7th on the leaderboard. Nigel, kick us off.
The odds are obviously reflected on Liverpool is history against Everton. Everton have a terrible record in this fixture. They haven't won a Merseyside derby in the last 13. So that is why the odds they are. But on current form, no side has let odds-on backers down this season in the top half of the table than Liverpool. Everton arrive in a bit of form, got goals in them, scoring goals for fun. I think it's going to be a good watch. I think it's going to be an entertaining game. I think that Everton will go there with no fear, even though they haven't got a bad record. I personally wouldn't have a bet on the outright market, but I think this screams goals. I like the 1.8 on both teams to score. I think Lukaku is absolutely flying, looking for a move out of Everton in the summer, probably likely to go back to Chelsea. Both sides have got goals in them, and I think this will be a very, very, very decent game. And I'm going for both teams to score yes as my bet here at 1.8 rather than have a bet on the outright market.
All right, both teams to score yes. What about Everton's striker there with that bad injury in the World Cup? You don't think that will cause any problems to Everton?
Well, Coleman, I mean, he's an attacking fullback. He's got, he does probably assist more than score goals. But I think they'll play here. I think Koeman will let them go and have a right go at it. I think this game has come at a good time of the season. Everton really got nothing to play for apart from local pride. Liverpool have to go out and play well, and I think both managers like to play entertaining football. So for that reason, it's all about goals for me. I honestly think Everton are a bit of value. I really do, but their record is so poor in this game, I couldn't back them. I could probably get with them on the handicap, but I'm going to go for the safe option, go for both teams to score.
Both teams to score. What about you, Flash? Are you staying away from the outrights?
No, I'm going to go for the. I think it'll be a draw, but I think Nigel could well be right that there'll be goals. I'll get in there early and say that I could see it easily being a 2-2 draw, but I'm just going to go for the draw. I just feel that it could be end to end. It could be one of them that, like a cup game, really. If they're going to lose, they'll throw caution to the wind, and I think that both teams will probably score. So I can see a scoring draw here. So I think the safest play is a draw.
Okay, all right. I'm going for the Liverpool win. I have to say, at home, must win. I think that they'll do it, and a good record, like you said, against Everton. Obviously, the reverse, 1-0 to Liverpool on the road. I think they're unbeaten in 12 encounters against Everton. So Liverpool at home, I have to take those odds, 1.73. But let's wait and see. Burnley versus Tottenham. Tottenham 1.65. Draw for Burnley 5.75. This one is a pass for me, to be honest with you. Kind of think that that there's value on the Burnley win. I think that Burnley can get something out of this. Start with you, Flash.
Yeah, basically, I just think that you've got to go with Tottenham. They don't let many goals in. Burnley don't score many goals. And Spurs have got goals throughout the side. And when you look at how they're going to break them down, I think to myself that Tottenham are just far too strong through the middle of the park. Their whole spine is going to be strong. They've got players on top of their game. So I don't think you can look past Spurs, to be honest. 1.66, yeah. 1.65. Yeah, I'll go with Spurs.
Yeah, nervous about Burnley at home. What about you, Nigel?
Well, I mean, I've been a big fan of Burnley all season, but I think they've shot themselves. I think Burnley are finished now. I think they know they're safe. They're not going to get relegated. They haven't won in their last 7 games. Only 2 of them were at home, and they're failing to score goals, as Flash said. I think they're a side that have really overachieved what they've done. They've done remarkably well to probably stay in the Premier League, and I can't see them winning many more games now. And I think Burnley were a team to oppose at all costs in the Premier League for the remainder of the season. I think we've had our fun with them. We move on. I think Tottenham win this well, and I'm going for Tottenham to win to 0. 7-4, 2.75 is the price you can get with that. I think that's a cracking bet because, like as Flash says, Burnley don't score many goals. Tottenham don't concede many. Tottenham to win to 0, 2.75 for me.
Yeah. I still leaning towards something like a Burnley +1 or something like that, 1.78. They have had a bad run, but like you said, most of their matches have been away, and it's at home where they excel. But it's a skip for me. Chelsea versus Crystal Palace, and someone's actually commenting Flash on that bet, Chelsea to win by 1 goal of yours last week for cashing in. So nice job on that one, Flash. Chelsea 1.3, draw 5.5, and Crystal Palace 13. 1st and 16th, Chelsea really into such a powerhouse, steaming through to the finish line there. Flash, going to start with you.
Well, Palace haven't let us down in the last 3 weeks, haven't let me down. They've carried 2 of my naps. Again, you can't go against Sam Allardyce when his back's against the wall. There's a chance that Hazard might not play. So I'm just going to go with the whole game being under 2.5 goals here, because I just think that Palace will stay in the game as long as they can, like they have done in the other games when we've selected them. So I'll just go with, if Chelsea win, I think they'll win maybe 1, maybe 2-0. But I just think that the best way to go is under 2.5 goals throughout the game. And that brings in, obviously, a sneaky Palace 1-0 win, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, I agree with you there. But I still think Chelsea have got the edge on this one. What do you think, Nigel?
Yeah, I slightly agree with Flash on the under 2.5 goals, but I've gone for a different angle. I've gone for Chelsea to win to 0 again. I mean, it's not really the most obvious bet, but it's 1.86. I think the last 13 wins they've had, 8 of them at home, 8 of them they've won to 0. Palace don't score many goals. Sam Allardyce has never been the most attack-minded manager, and especially going to Chelsea, I can't see him going all out for getting anything from the game. And I think Chelsea will just do what they've done all season, get a very professional performance, maybe 1 or 2-0. Chelsea to win to 0 for me, 1.86.
Yeah, I'm with you both on the unders there, to be honest with you. But just on the caution side, you can play Chelsea and the under 3.5 goals as a combined bet. Get that for 1.91. Hull versus West Ham. Hull 2.5, West Ham 3, and the draw 3.4. 18th and 12th respectively. Got Hull fighting relegation. They need 4 points there to overtake the Swans. Passing on the outrights, to be honest with you, but I think it could be a really close match, possibly the draw, but not playing the outright. What you go for, Nigel?
I'm not playing the outrights at all. I'm going for under 2.5 goals here, 1.83. I think West Ham very, very sort of average on the road. I think Hull this season at home, especially under the new manager, have been very, very strong at the back defensively, but haven't really offered much in attack. And I think this is an unders game. I think 1.83, under 2.5 goals, Hull v West Ham, a decent bet this weekend.
All right, so the unders. So what are you going for, Flash?
I'm going to go for West Ham to be too strong for them. I think that their nerves will start getting around the players. And West Ham have been quite unlucky recently. They've scored goals. They've been on the wrong end of a couple of results. I mean, they gifted a few goals to Leicester last week or in the last round of games. So I've got to go with West Ham to actually get something that they deserve. I could easily see this game being one of West Ham's worst performances in the last few weeks, but they actually get the 3 points. So I think West Ham are value, to be honest. Earlier on in the season, they'd probably be closer to 5-4. So getting the odds that we're getting, I think that West Ham are the value.
All right, we'll go for the West Ham. I like both teams to score, I have to say, in this match. Sorry if you can hear that music. It's trucks that go by that they're selling stuff.
Is it the ice cream man? Is it the ice cream man?
Kind of like that. When he's going by now. He's selling vegetables.
They're funny sounding trucks. Sound like a dog. They sound like a dog. Funny sounding trucks.
Yeah. We've got a ton of stuff. Yeah, so he's selling vegetables and they go around, but they sell everything, various fruits. Sometimes they're on speakerphones, like telling you. I tell you, all these like supermarket delivery. It was invented here. They just drive around in trucks with the food. But yeah, I'm going for both teams to score 1.72. I think we've got a goal in from both teams. Both sort of hit or miss teams right now, but I definitely like their both teams to score 1.72. Leicester versus Stoke. Leicester 2, draw 3.5, and Stoke 4.1. Leicester first road win, entering brimming with confidence. I do really like their win. Stoke's performance they're in 9th, but it's their road performance, as is both really. They're letting both sides down. Leicester straight win. Like that bet a lot, so much so I'm making it my nap. Leicester to win. What are you going for, Nigel?
Yeah, well, I think Leicester have got a chance. I know they've won their last 4 games, but I'm worried about them coming up with that Atletico Madrid, which is going to be their big priority. I know it's a couple of weeks away, but that's going to be firmly on their minds already at this stage. I think Stoke pretty in and outside. You never really know what to get, but they look a little bit harder to beat now what they were earlier in the season. I think Mark Hughes will go there to try to put in a decent performance. I know they've only won 1 in their last 4 games, Stoke, but they haven't really been many goals in the game. There was a 0-0 draw at Manchester City last time out. They haven't scored actually away from home in their last 3 games, but 2 of those were under 2.5 goals. I'm going for the unders again here. Under 2.5 goals is a popular selection for me. I'm going for under 2.5 goals. Leicester v Stoke at 1.83.
Yeah. What about you, Flash?
He's full of the joys tonight, and he just wants 0-0 right across the board.
Mate, we haven't even finished yet. There's quite a few more to come. It's going to be very similar.
Oh yeah, I bet there is, especially with West Brom being involved. I'm going to go with Leicester and Stoke, and again, I think the value is actually in the draw. So again, I'm sort of edging with Nigel, thinking it'd be very, very tight. I can see this definitely being a 1-1 draw, and I think Stoke know how to play against Leicester. I think they'll sit in, they'll frustrate them, and the one thing that Stoke haven't got is pace at the back. So if you haven't got pace at the back, you can't hold a high line and allow Jamie Vardy to run over the top of you. So you're going to defend the edge of your own box, and that's where Leicester struggle to break teams down. So for me, it's Leicester-Stoke draw.
Leicester-Stoke draw. Okay. Still like my Leicester with, I have to say, but let's wait and see. Manchester United versus West Brom. Man United 1.4, draw 5. West Brom 10. 6th and 8th. West Brom, poor scorers on the road. Man United do have a pretty good defence there. 10 goals conceded all season. The question is can they score? Some people are saying don't underestimate West Brom, though. What do you like here, Flash?
I like goals. Definitely going over the 2.5. But I think this is my first sort of combination bet, and I'm going to go Manchester United and over 2.5. So that brings in obviously the front. So I think Man United will be far too strong. A couple of players will be coming back who have had like a couple of weeks rest. And with West Brom, they have got that sort of Marbella feel about them already. They're not going down. They're not going to get into like the top 6 or 7. So for me, I think it's Man United and over 2.5 combination. Yeah. And that's 10-1.
What's a Marbella feel?
Well, like you're on holiday already.
Oh, okay. Going to join Nigel. What you go for, Nigel?
Yeah, I certainly know what the Marbella feels like, but I think Manchester United win this to 0. I disagree with Flash. I think West Brom don't score many goals away from home. Man United did win 2-0 in the reverse fixture earlier this season. West Brom have a decent record though in recent years against where Manchester United won 2 of the last 3 times they played at Old Trafford. But this Mourinho is going about his business to be like he did at Chelsea, mate. They're very hard to beat, and very defensively, very, very strong. You've got a good goalkeeper, they've got a good back line. And I think Manchester United to win to 0 here is the bet. Wouldn't surprise me to see it be 1-0 or maybe 2-0, but Manchester United to win to 0 is certainly the bet for me.
Yeah, I'm nervous. There were a couple of people I was speaking to when we were doing our best bets. They was really saying don't underestimate West Brom. I was looking at the Man United win to 0, 2.05, like that a lot, but changing it now to Manchester United and the under 4.5 goals, 1.6, just enough value there for me. Just covers me because I don't think we're going to see a lot of goals from Manchester United, 2 at most, and I think that if West Brom score there, that covers me for that bet as well. Watford versus Sunderland. Watford 1.87, draw 3.6, and Sunderland 4.75. Sunderland's chances of survival now slim to none. Do we know when they're actually going to officially not be able to make it out of the red zone?
Now.
Yeah, now finished for me.
That's why I was
finished.
That's what I was thinking. So the question is how do they come into this match? Because I'm guessing that straight Watford win 1.87. I think looks fantastic, but it all depends on how whether Sunderland now have packed their bags
it all depends
to Marbella.
It also all depends on the mindset of Watford. I mean, Watford have got nothing to play for. The manager's been criticised. They haven't won in their last 4 matches. So really, it's all about the mindset of Watford for me. If Watford are up for this and Watford fancy it, Watford will win this well. But it's whether they really fancy the battle. Sunderland did beat them 1-0 in the reverse fixture, which is a bit of a concern. And Watford aren't in any good form. I have gone for Watford to win this. But I think it's all about Watford's attitude rather than Sunderland's attitude. As in
how much of a win we'll see?
Well, how much do Watford really want to go through the motions in the next few weeks of the season? I mean, Sunderland, when you're at the bottom of the table fighting for your life, well, Sunderland aren't really fighting for their life, but Watford will be high at the list of the teams you want to be playing, teams with absolutely nothing to play for, who aren't having any form. And, it's about what focus Watford have on this game as much as Sunderland. Yeah,
okay, interesting. What about you, Flash? What's your thoughts on this match?
Nap. This is my nap. Watford to beat Sunderland is my nap of the weekend. Last week I gave you Crystal Palace was my nap against Watford, and Crystal Palace did not have one shot on goal. Watford were by far the better side. Basically, obviously, Palace did beat them by only an own goal, but Watford were far more dangerous. They were all at it, and it was one of them days that nothing went right for them. Back at home against Sunderland at 1.9 or 2.9, sorry. I think Watford are my naps.
All right, Watford it is. Southampton versus Bournemouth. Southampton 1.65, draw for Bournemouth 5.7. Close there, 10th and 11th, respectively, on the table. Sort of liking the home win here, and I don't think we're going to see a lot of goals. Flash, what's your bet for this match?
My bet is Southampton and over 2.5 goals. They'll be allowed to play. Bournemouth will be allowed to play football. The downside on the goals side of things was Gabbiadini coming off against Tottenham, but they've got a spring in their step at the moment, Southampton, and they are really clicking. And the thing is with Bournemouth, they keep going forward. Even if they're 2 or 3 down, they keep playing the same way. They keep carving out chances, and they've got pace in attacking positions. And if you've got pace in attacking positions against Southampton, you are going to get chances because they've got Yoshida and Stevens sitting at the back. There's a chance that Caceres might play, but for me, I see over 2.5 goals and Southampton coming out the better.
All right, there we go. I do like that. I do, yeah. Your combination, Saints and the Saints and the over 2.5 goals. What do you think, Nigel? Do you think we're going to see goals?
I agree with Flash on the goals. I think these two sides fit up perfectly for goals. I think when they two play, there wasn't many goals when they played in reverse fixture, but I do think there's goals this time around. Bournemouth will had a huge lift with the wins they had recently. Everyone thought they were going to go straight back down, but the wins they had and some half-fought victories. The match against Manchester United was a fantastic turning point for their season, right at the crucial time. If they lost that game, I think they would have gone down. But I think this will be a good game to watch. I think Flash has analysed it really well from a playing point of view. From a betting point of view, I'm just going for both teams to score here. I think there's goals in this one.
Okay, goals as well. I like the Saints win. I have to say 1.65, and I think we've got value on that one. I don't think that it's going to be as high a scorer as you guys are saying. I'm going to go for Saints and the under 4.5 goals. So no more than 4 goals in this match, maybe 3-1, something like that. It's the over, but under the 4.5, 1.91, almost evens there. I thought that was really good value, so I kind of all over that one.
So the return fixture, Nat, was 3-1 to Southampton earlier on down at the Vitality Stadium. But can you get like a higher goals? Can you say like Southampton and under 25 goals or something like that? 4.5 goals.
Yeah, but the price. Listen, I'm not gonna. Are you gonna argue the price 1.91? I just think that's fantastic value. It's all about finding a value bet that you feel confident is going to come through. Saints and the under 4. That's as high as it goes.
To win.
If you're interested.
Southampton to win and over 2.5. What's that? About 10 to 1.
I don't know what that is.
Nige, no.
No one. Well, you just make your odds up. That's why you're both on the leaderboard. You make them up each week.
Well, I know.
I had it off while you was away.
I'm gonna go and check the odds.
First time for everything.
I'm gonna check those odds there, Flash, and I'll let you know. Saints, Bournemouth. I think it's a good bet, though. Don't you think, there, Flash?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. No wonder you keep winning every week. You make about 4 pence.
No, you can see what I make. It's all on the scoreboard. Here we go. You're doing the under. Yeah, it's all on the scoreboard. I've got the most profit.
Yes.
So no, my bet's a good 1.91. Yours is 2.5. So Southampton and over 2.5 goals. Sorry, 2.25. Mine's 1.91. Not much difference.
No, we can both be winners in the same game there.
Exactly. Okay, Swansea versus Middlesbrough. Swans 2, draw 3.4, Middlesbrough 4.3, both fighting relegation, 17th and 19th. Have to say, though, I do like that cheeky home win is what I'm going for. What are you going for, Flash?
Yeah, Swansea all the way. I mean, Middlesbrough, you might as well just put a duck egg next to Middlesbrough. It's a nil every single week. They are so toothless for me. And if they score 1, I can still see Swansea scoring 2. And I think they're even money, Swansea. And I mean, I just think there's some 2 or 3 really good things this week. And as long with Watford, I'm going to go with Swansea. This was going to be my knack, but I went with Watford. But Swansea are definitely a 9 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there, Flash. What about you, Nigel? Making this a full house?
Yeah. I like Swansea can really do. I think Flash, Flash has given you 3 naps already. You're only supposed to give 1, but this is my nap this week. This is my nap this week. I was going to go for Swansea at under 12.5 goals, which is 4.7. I was making that myself, and I was going to do that to see if to keep it going in the trend that you two seem to go with. But I think Swansea win. I think they've won their last 3 home games. The only home games they lost before prior to that was I think against Arsenal, but. I think they're looking good, and I think Middlesbrough, like you say, don't score enough goals. The new manager's come in; he's got a big job on his hands. The players aren't for it, and I think this is a very easy Swansea win. And I'm going to state this is like I say, not like Flash giving you a nap every single selection. This is the Seeley banker of the weekend. Swansea to beat Middlesbrough.
Seeley banker, I like it. And Middlesbrough, obviously, they're 5 points behind Swans. Are they another team joining Sunderland to be relegated?
I think every chance.
100%.
I think every chance.
Yeah.
You've got to score goals. You've got to score goals because at best case scenario, 0-0s don't keep you up. Yeah,
very true. Final match there, Arsenal versus Manchester City. Man City 2.35, Arsenal 3, draw 3.6. Are either you going to go and watch this match?
No, I'll be
watching it at home.
Go on, Nigel. Arsenal.
I'll be watching it at home on the TV. I'll be watching it on the TV, I will.
From Mobs.
Yeah, with my boy.
That's nice. And what about you, Flash?
I'll be listening to it in the car because I'm driving to Liverpool because there's an under-16 tournament on Monday and Tuesday at Liverpool training ground. So just keep an eye on the future. And the mums seem to be younger as well.
That's good. All right. So Arsenal versus Man City. Man City 2.35, Arsenal 3, and the draw 3.6. 5, 6, and 3rd, respectively, on the table. Not much between these two. I think it's a very tough match, but the consensus seems to be here is goals, even though you've got 2 pretty sharp defences. I'm going to start with the Gunners fan.
Well, for me, it's all about the Man City. I think that this Arsenal are in just shocking form. I mean, terrible form. And it's toxic place at the moment, the Emirates. I think this is the first time ever that Arsene Wenger, in his tenure at the Emirates, has got big problems. I mean, every single time he ever had his back against the wall, he always had players in the dressing room who believed in him, who looked into him, and you know, old guard of players. He had the likes of Robert Perez years ago. You know, players who grew up with him, had respect for him. This lot don't rate him. You can see he's lost the dressing room. Alexis Sanchez has come public. You've got Ozil who wants out, and you know Ozil's done absolutely nothing since he's been there. People like Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain want to leave Arsenal. That must be like a dagger in the heart for it, like for him. I mean, and this is he should be wanting to stay for Arsenal, the club the size they are for the rest of his career. This is the first time that Arsenal have a huge crisis on their hands, and I think City coming here with nothing to lose, and I think Guardiola will tactically outdo Wenger in this game, and I think Man City are good things to win this match, and I think that it's going to be a horrible atmosphere there. I think the fans are going to turn on him. Even if he wins 3-0, they're going to turn on him. But I think that this is the first time ever that he's got big problems because the players don't respect him. I can see him losing. He's lost the dressing room.
Lost the dressing room, yeah. What do you think? So you're going for the Man City win. What about you, Flash?
How can you go with Arsenal? Apart from Alexis Sanchez, I will just ask anybody to tell me one Arsenal player that's had a decent game in the last 7. They have got no heart. They've got nothing about them. And a lot of them have gone backwards for me. I mean, again, I just cannot see anything but other than a Man City win. But I've just tried to be a little bit tricky to get a decent price. And I've gone with, I think, Man City and over 2.5 goals in the game.
Okay, so you are going for that over. Yeah, I like the overs too, to be honest with you, but I think I'm going to officially make this a no bet. I'm just so on the fence and I'm just so nervous about it. Just two of their defences really are putting me off. The unders is actually with the bookies 1.62, but common consensus is the over. But it is going to be a pass for me. Okay, so that rounds it off. Now we do, just to sort of recap, we'll do our the nap and then our accumulator bet. So remind us what your nap was. Flash.
Which one, Flash? You give us 8.
Yeah,
well, it doesn't matter because I've got 100% since I started this show. If I say nap, that's it. It wins every week.
So what should
I'm going to go with Watford.
You're going for your Watford as your nap?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you going to go for, Nigel?
Mine is Swansea to beat Middlesbrough.
Swansea, yeah, mine is Swansea as well. What is yours? What is your accumulator or your Acabet, Flash?
Swansea. Watford and Swansea is my double.
Watford and Swansea. What about you, Nigel?
I'm going for a treble, which is Swansea, Watford,
and
Manchester City to beat Arsenal.
Yeah, that was mine.
Do you want to change yours to a treble? You can change it to a treble if you want.
No, because the thing is, I don't mind having the double.
Don't copy me.
No, I'll have the double because then if Nigel gets the treble, he just closes the gap a little bit.
It's 9. Okay. It's 9 o'clock on a Thursday night. Flash has already had a couple of doubles, so don't worry about that.
Okay, I'm going to go for my double. I'm going to go for Chelsea and what am I going to go for? I'm going to go for Chelsea, Manchester United. It's small, but that's how I do my doubles. Chelsea and Manchester United. There we go. Okay, so that rounds off our Week 30 Premier League rundown. Thank you guys so much for watching. And of course, to our guests as always, Flash and Nigel, always a pleasure. And best of luck with your bets.
Adios.
Ciao.
All right, take care. See you later.